We do have a
Actors are
trailer.
annoying anyway. All that calling each other darling. Start her up.
Yes, darling.
All right, hello and welcome. My name is Michael Jobity, and I'll be hosting this live stream today, as well as the award ceremony on the 13th and 14th of December at the Ealing Picture House Cinema in West London. Welcome to the 6th edition of the MiraBan UK Film Awards, powered by the MiraBan Company and founded by our festival director and founder, Jay Manari, who is also an independent writer, producer, director, and member of Directors UK. The MiraBan UK Film Awards, or MUFA, is a British BFI film fund-winning film festival listed on the British Council Festival Directory, and London-based, focused on showcasing diversity in auteur movies, created despite all the challenges of an indie low-budget production. MiraBan provides a spotlight for underrepresented, emerging, and experienced independent filmmakers through on-site networking events, live-streamed industry talks, online film courses, and most recently, an independent film fund launched to support the making of more independent short films. If you haven't done so yet, please check out our affordable festival tickets, just £20 for 2 days of screenings and panels, and don't miss the limited film industry tickets, which offer exclusive industry access. Subscribe to our art house-focused streaming platform, Streamauteur, to watch all the officially selected candidates of this edition and vote for your favorite, which will win the Best Film Audience Award. But with that, let's get the ball rolling with our special guest. Please welcome Joshua Trigg, shortlisted for Best UK Feature, Best Film Score, and Best Actor in a Short with their film Satu, Year of the Rabbit. We also have our music juror, Jason Smith, in attendance today. When Bo flees the capital chasing her dream of photojournalism, she meets Satu, a quiet orphan with an unexpected depth. Let's take a look.
ถ้าเจ้าได้ทุนเจ้าจะย้ายไปอยู่ฮานอยวะ
แมน
จากนั้นเจ้าก็เป็นอิสระแหละ
คิดว่าได้ล่ะ
เจ้าคือสิกินฮอนหมูเนาะ
สาธุไม่ขอถามอย่างตัวนี้ได้บ่
ถามได้เลย
เป็นอย่างตัวคืออยากตามหาแม่ของตัว
คิดว่าเขาอยากรู้ว่าตัวเองเป็นไรเป็นอย่างคือว่าปล่อยเขาไว้ในวัด
แล้วตัวรู้สึกแน่ใดที่มาเป็นเด็กสังฆาริวัดแบบนี้
รู้สึกบ่มีค่ารู้สึกบ่เก่งคือคนอื่น
มันโมเมนต์แบบนั้นดอกตัวเป็นคนที่เข้มแข็งแล้ว แล้วก็ยังฮู้เป็นห่วงคนอื่นอีกโอเคคำถามสุดท้ายตัวคิดว่าเขาสิเจอแม่ตัวบ่แล้วคันเจอเราตัวสิมีความสุขบ่
กะบ่ฮู้เลย
เต้ยว่าเดี๋ยวก็ฮู้เองแหละ
Amazing. And welcome back. So happy to have you on the call today, Joshua, Jason. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. Yeah, thanks for having me. Much appreciated. Yeah, excited.
Of course. I love the trailer too. It just creates this sense of like peace, like almost watching it. It's just such a nice trailer, and the colors and theme. So my first question for you is, what was the most rewarding part of collaborating with your cast?
So, I mean, both our main cast are non-actors from Laos. So for me, I really enjoy working with kind of people that are out of their comfort zone, but have a kind of natural talent. So the main character, the boy who plays Satu, just is really incredible at being himself. So it's really fun to create a space for people to feel safe to be themselves and enjoy making a film in that way. I think it delivers really natural performances.
Definitely. Thank you so much for sharing. I'll hand it over to Jason if he has any questions for you.
Hey Josh, I loved this film. I have to say that straight away.
Thank you. Thanks, man.
I just was like ripped the whole way through.
Thank you.
So what struck me about the music in this film is how kind of confidently understated it is.
Right.
It was like I was kind of waiting for the first music cue for like the first 5 minutes. And I loved that, and I loved how it was just enough, and it just elevated the film, but it didn't kind of hold the audience's hand like often films do. And I was just kind of curious to hear what your kind of principles were that kind of guided you around how to use the music and where to put it and where to stay away.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I mean, I think for me, you're always playing this kind of balance off between sound, image, acting, music composition, everything, and everything has an emotional ability and is a tool to play with those emotions, right? But I think that at the end of the day, if you're not getting the emotion from the story or from kind of the set of images that are equaling up to a feeling, then you shouldn't kind of really have music in those places. When you've brought people up to that space naturally through the story and the acting and all these other things, and then you bring in the music, that's when I feel like you can catch people off guard emotionally. So I think for me, it's just kind of sticking to, obviously don't lead with the music, let the music take it up to 11, rather than kind of use it as a tool to make people feel emotional. You should be able to watch the film silently and feel emotions towards the characters and the journey they're going on and the way that they glance at each other and stuff like that. So they're all tools that could be tweaked around, but I see it as this like icing on the cake just to try and get people to kind of cry or something, really like over the edge. But the composer Joshua Sveda actually lives in Brighton as well. We lived in Bangkok for years, and so we collaborated on this, and we used local instruments and the string quartet, really tight budget. So we had a kind of mixture of stuff, but we had local singers from Laos and stuff like that. So we really wanted it to be kind of special, but like everything, not take the limelight, at the same time.
Yeah, it was beautiful job. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Amazing. And Jay, I'll hand it over to you.
Yes, of course. Well, from a director to a director, it's good to have this conversation, because the first question I asked to Josh once I had a chance to meet him in person was how did you fund the film? And I'd love you to share with the audience, because there are so many, directors who are looking to have their debut feature. And I remember your answer, but please do share a little bit of your background, how you made this film come to life.
Sure. I mean, thank you for the question. And yeah, I mean, there's so many different routes, obviously. And I think the reason why people are kind of drawn to the journey that I went on to make this was because obviously it was outside of the industry. It was very much a do-it-yourself kind of thing, but we made sure to do it as, shoot it on film and shoot it halfway across the world in a pandemic and all that kind of stuff. I think people think you need millions and millions to make a film. You actually just really, you need obviously the drive and to just be brave to fall into these really dark, difficult situations. But anyway, I'll go to the main point with the film. It was mostly self-funded through commercials and stuff like that. But I mean, I always wanted to make films since I was like 8 years old. I always knew I would find a way to make it happen. And I was just looking for my moment. And, when I finally, after 15, 16 years, maybe even longer of doing, any old random commercial thing for a couple £100 a day to bigger jobs to producing stuff to whatever, when I started to make a bit of money, I was like, right, I'm gonna make a film. Now I can make a film. I made short films and stuff in the past, but it was very much like, let's just kind of wait now and take that leap and make something a bit more spectacular. And it was difficult. It was obviously difficult. There's no and I don't mean the creating of it. That's the fun part. The finances is really hard. I was in debt, all of the classic stuff you'd imagine from someone that isn't from money or doesn't have contacts in the industry. But you can make it. You can make it happen, and it's just a matter of sticking it out. But so it's mostly through ads, and I got about 10% private funding. It's really hard to get private funding if you aren't in those circles, and it's really hard to get people to believe in you when you haven't made a feature film before. Whether I had made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of music videos, mini docs, ads, whatever. It's still hard to get people to give you money for that first feature. So you do have to think, how can I creatively make this? How can I get a cinematographer with a camera invested in the idea, give them shares in the film? You've got to think outside the box. There's a lot of pressure to do things a certain way, and that it only really applies to people in the industry, and it keeps it in the industry. So there's always to make something happen. You just got to get out there and make it work. Think creative, think laterally on how you get something financed. But yeah, I could talk about that for hours.
Like you said, it's probably not just at all. But it's important that we try to make sure that not just the rich people can make movies, and that has to pass through, because not everyone is gonna go to Hollywood, not because their film is not the best in the world. It's just because they don't have enough of the money to campaign for the Oscars, for example, which is the same for politics. So there is but that's something that we can also discuss in person at the event.
Yeah, exactly.
I have lots more questions that I want to ask you, but I'll hold it because this is just a sneaky peek anyway. So I need back to Michael.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Josh. I mean, your answer alone, I feel like people should be taking notes, because that was so descriptive and comprehensive. So I really appreciate that. And thank you to yourself, Jason, for the amazing questions and diving into the behind the scenes of the score and the music, and for yourself, Jay. So just before we finish, I'm going to give some quick reminders to the audience, and then we'll wrap it up. So for everyone listening, festival passes are available for purchase on the MiraBan website at the link available in the comment section of this live stream and social bios. The red carpet reception, followed by the awards ceremony, will take place at the Ealing Picture House Cinema on the 14th of December. And starting from the 15th, all shortlisted films will be available to stream on our platform for 5 weeks. This is where you can vote for your favorite, which will win the Best Film Audience Award. And the winning filmmaker will receive access to festival promotion, funding, and distribution strategies courses, along with a 1-year distribution deal on Stream Auteur. How do you register? Well, it's super easy. All you do is click on Add to Favorites once you register on the platform. So with that, thank you so much again, Joshua, Jason, and Jay. Congratulations again on your film, and looking forward to seeing it in the theater at the UK Film Awards.
Thanks, guys. Lovely to meet you all. See you soon. See you on the 14th.
See you then.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.